Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. Have you ever been there? You've put in the hours, really immersed yourself in English.
Oh, yeah. Listening, watching shows.
Totally. Podcasts, articles, you feel like you're getting it right. That click of understanding happens. You're nodding along,
You grasp the meaning, the nuances.
and you think, okay, I understand this. But then, whoa, then comes the moment you actually need to speak.
And it's like poof.
Exactly. A switch flips, maybe your mind goes blank, your tongue feels, I don't know, weird.
Yeah, like it's not yours anymore.
Right, and those words you understood perfectly just vanish. It's that really frustrating jump, isn't it, from just understanding to actually, talking.
It's so common. It's a hurdle so many learners feel deeply. That friction inside, or hesitation, or maybe just not being sure how to take all that knowledge you've soaked in.
Well, that passive stuff.
Right, and actually use it,
Uh-huh.
activate it yourself. Lots of people feel stuck there, like they're just taking things in, but the output never quite matches up.
It's like having a huge mental library, but not being able to read the titles out loud.
That's a great way to put it, knowing about something versus actually doing it.
And that's exactly what we're getting into today. We're diving deep into a really insightful resource that's all about practical English speaking improvement.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to unpack this really powerful technique called shadowing. We'll look at what it actually is, why it seems to work so well on different levels, too.
Cognitively, physically.
Yeah, and most importantly, how you can actually build it into your own routine, to finally bridge that gap between understanding and speaking well.
And this specific source, it lays out a very clear 5-day English speaking challenge. It gives this incredibly detailed guide just for day one.
Okay, day one sounds manageable.
Right. So our mission really is to pull out the core ideas and, like you said, the actionable steps from that guide. Exactly. We want to give you a kind of shortcut to understanding how to get past that feeling stuck and actually start producing English. Confidently, naturally, that's all about practice, but, the right kind of practice.
Okay, so let's focus on that core problem again, because I think nearly everyone learning a language feels this. It's that learner's dilemma we mentioned.
Mm.
You listen, you understand quite a bit, but speaking, it just feels scary sometimes.
Or confusing. Or you just draw a blank.
Yeah, like your brain knows it, but your mouth hasn't quite caught up. It's a real barrier.
It really is. And the material we looked at hits this head on. It says, pretty bluntly, just listening to English is not enough.
Okay, straight talk.
Yeah. And then it immediately follows with this, like essential command.
Yeah.
It's like essential command. If you want to speak better English, then you must speak.
Wow. Okay, no ambiguity there. Speak.
None at all. It's a real call to action. It forces you to accept that speaking is an active skill. It takes doing, engaging with it, not just passively soaking it in.
Like you wouldn't expect to play the piano just by listening to music.
Exactly. Or
Yeah.
get good at tennis just by watching matches. You need that muscle memory, the coordination. It only comes from actually doing it. That's the principle here.
That's such a critical point, knowing about it versus doing it. And that's where shadowing comes in, presented as, well, maybe the breakthrough technique.
It really is positioned that way.
Yeah.
As the direct answer to that problem. And the definition they give is so simple, but really effective.
Yeah.
You listen, you repeat, you copy how I speak.
Listen, repeat, copy.
Yeah. It's designed to be that immediate bridge, the active step that takes you from understanding to actually producing the language yourself. It helps you get past the fear, gives you a structure to just start
Right now.
right now. And think about it, if you always feel that pressure of having to build a perfect sentence from scratch in your head.
Oh, yeah, the grammar, the
Right.
vocabulary.
Shadowing kind of bypasses that. It gives you the words, the structure, so you can just focus on the physical act of speaking, of mimicking,
It lowers the stakes.
massively. It trains your mouth and brain without that huge mental load of trying to compose and correct yourself all at the same time.
Okay, so let's really break down the shadowing thing more. Because, yeah, it sounds simple. Listen, repeat, copy, but what's actually going on under the surface? What are we really doing?
Good question. It's definitely more than just echoing words. Shadowing means actively listening and then immediately, like almost right away, repeating what the speaker says, like an echo, as they put it.
Okay.
But here's the crucial bit. You're not just copying the words. You're copying the sounds, the rhythm, the music of the sentence.
The music of the sentence. I like
So
it.
fundamental, right? Spoken English isn't just words in a line. It has melody, stress patterns, intonation, a flow.
Things you often miss if you're just staring at grammar rules.
Exactly. So with shadowing, you're trying to internalize and reproduce that whole package, the prosody, linguists call it. The
Yeah.
rhythm, the stress, the ups and downs. You get used to the natural cadence.
Which is key for sounding natural and being understood. Okay, so it's clearly not about being perfect straight away then, because that would scare a lot of people off.
That's maybe the most freeing part. The resource really stresses it's not about being perfect.
Ooh, okay.
Right. It's so empowering. The focus is completely on getting used to the feeling of speaking English with your voice, your mouth, your breath.
So it's physical, like exercise for your mouth.
Very much so.
Yeah.
You're building muscle memory, training your tongue, your jaw to make these new movements, produce sounds that might not even exist in your first language.
And the pressure's off for perfection.
Totally off. You can start slow, even mumble if you need to at first. It's about doing it, not doing it flawlessly.
Okay, but what about mistakes? That's the big one, isn't it? The fear of sounding silly, getting it wrong. How does shadowing handle that?
It doesn't just handle it, it flips it on its head. The source says, quite powerfully, even if you make mistakes, it's even better mistakes mean you're learning.
Wow, okay. Mistakes are better.
That's the message. It pushes this growth mindset idea. Errors aren't failures. They're proof you're trying, pushing your limits, learning something new.
Like data points.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It shifts your whole perspective,
Yeah.
takes away the anxiety, and encourages you to just keep going without judging yourself too harshly. Every stumble is a step forward.
That reframing alone could be huge for people. Like, it's okay to fall off the bike. That's how you learn. And then there's the consistency thing. It's not about marathon sessions, right?
No, definitely not. The resource highlights this crucial principle, and it's maybe counterintuitive for some. It's not how much you study, it's how often.
How often, not how much.
Precisely. And they give this really stark example. 5 minutes a day is better than 1 hour once a week.
5 minutes a day beats an hour once a week.
That's the claim. And it makes sense for building habits, right? Short, daily practice builds momentum, creates a routine, reinforces those neural pathways again and again.
And pizza fresh.
Keeps it fresh in your mind and your mouth. It's about sustainable effort that adds up over time, like compound interest for your English skills.
That makes total sense. Like, fitness short daily workouts usually beat one huge session a month. Okay, so looking at the benefits package here.
Right.
What are we really getting from shadowing beyond just repeating words? Why is it so efficient?
Well, its efficiency comes from hitting multiple skills at once. The source calls it one of the best ways to improve your speaking, listening, and pronunciation all at the same time.
All three together. How?
Okay, so you're actively listening, right? Really concentrating, not just passively hearing. That sharpens your listening skills.
Got it.
Then you're immediately speaking, reproducing what you heard. That's direct practice for fluency and your mouth muscles.
Makes sense.
And because you're trying to mimic the sounds, the intonation, the rhythm accurately, you're automatically working on your pronunciation. Individual sounds, word stress, sentence stress, the whole package.
So it's hitting speaking, listening, and pronunciation in one go. Very efficient.
Highly efficient. An integrated workout for your English.
And you mentioned the physical side. It's fascinating to think of language learning as physical training. How does it actually adapt your mouth?
Yeah, it helps your mouth get used to English sounds. English has sounds phonemes that might be totally new, right? Like the sounds or certain R's or vowel glides.
Things that feel awkward at first.
Exactly. Your tongue, lips, jaw, they need training to make these sounds correctly and smoothly. Shadowing is like drills for your articulators.
Like a dancer learning steps.
Perfect analogy. The more you practice moving them the right way, the more natural and effortless it becomes.
Okay, that covers the physical. What about the brain, the cognitive adaptation?
Cognitively, shadowing is like this sneaky subconscious grammar teacher. It helps your brain get used to English sentence patterns.
How so? You're not analyzing grammar rules.
No, not consciously. But by repeating natural sentences over and over, your brain just starts absorbing the correct word order, the common phrases, collocations, like make a decision, not do a decision.
Things that sound right together.
Exactly. And natural idioms. It builds these pathways implicitly. So you start producing more natural sentences without having to consciously think about the rules all the time.
It becomes more automatic.
Right. More intuitive. Your brain internalizes the patterns through exposure and, crucially, through production.
Wow. So physical training for the mouth, pattern recognition for the brain, that's quite holistic. What's the ultimate payoff? Where does this lead?
The resource sums it up. Slowly with time, you begin to sound more natural, more confident, and more fluent. That's the goal.
Natural, confident, fluent.
Yeah. The consistent practice, hitting both the physical and cognitive sides, it just gradually chips away at hesitation, improves your accent and flow, and lets you express yourself more easily.
And confidence follows naturally from feeling more capable.
Exactly. It's a journey, not instant magic, but it's a steady path towards sounding like you speaking English.
Now, what about accents? The resource mentions a specific British accent. Does that limit shadowing? Is it only for learning British English?
That's a really important question. So yes, the specific material uses a British accent described as clear, soft, and easy to follow.
Okay.
But the technique itself, shadowing, works regardless of the accent you choose. The source even says whether it's British American or Australian English, the goal is the same, to help you understand and speak confidently.
So the principle is universal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The key takeaway isn't about perfectly mimicking one specific accent, unless that's your personal goal. It's more about focusing on the rhythm, the stress, the music of the sentence.
Back to that musicality.
Right. Internalizing the prosody, the flow of English. That makes your speech more natural and understandable, no matter which specific accent you're aiming for, or even if you're just aiming for clarity.
Okay, that makes sense. So let's get really practical now. The resource gives this great blueprint for day 1 of the 5-day challenge. It's not vague advice. It's like a step-by-step guide.
It really is brilliantly structured. Day 1 starts super simple with basic sentences. That makes it feel achievable right away, even if you're nervous about speaking.
Takes the pressure off.
Totally. And the method is specific.
Huh.
The speaker says 30 simple sentences, slowly and clearly in that British accent, and then there's a pause, a deliberate pause just for you to repeat.
So the pause is built in. You don't have to rush.
Exactly. That pause is key. It gives you time to process and then mimic without feeling panicked. It creates this nice call and response rhythm.
Okay, so as the learner doing day 1, what are the exact instructions? How do we actually do it right?
The instructions are crystal clear. It says, just follow the subtitles on the screen, watch for the highlighted words, they'll guide you, and speak out loud, yes, even if it feels strange at first.
Speak out loud, even if it feels weird.
That's the non-negotiable part. They really emphasize it. The subtitles and highlighted words are helpful visual guides connecting sound and text. But the speaking out loud, that's essential.
Why? What does speaking out loud actually do?
That's how you activate the muscles, train the articulators, actually embed the sounds and rhythms. It's the physical practice we talked about. Even if you just whisper at first, it has to be vocalized.
Got it. And it seems designed to feel manageable, especially at the start. That advice. Don't try to do too much. Don't overwhelm your mind. Start small, but be consistent. That sets the tone, right?
Absolutely. It's all about managing expectations and avoiding burnout. You build momentum slowly.
And it gets slightly harder even within day 1.
Yeah, subtly. After the first 10 simple sentences, they introduce slightly longer sentences to gentle ramp up.
So you're building confidence without even really noticing the difficulty increase.
That's the idea. Challenge just enough to grow, but never so much that you want to quit. It's a smart design.
And breaking it into sets seems clever too, like little milestones.
Definitely. It's structured in sets of 10. First 10, then 10 slightly longer, then a final 10. And after each set, there's this little moment of acknowledgement, like we've just completed 10 sentences, or you have completed 20 sentences.
Ah, celebrating the small wins.
Exactly. It gives you that little dopamine hit, that sense of accomplishment. Makes you feel like you're making real progress and encourages you to keep going.
That feeling of progress is so vital for motivation. Now, speaking of motivation, there's this really interesting commitment thing in there. The speaker asks for a promise.
Yes. It's quite powerful psychologically. They ask you, the listener, to promise me that you will not give up. Not today, not tomorrow, not on this shadowing challenge.
Wow. That's direct.
It is. It creates this sense of personal accountability. You've made a promise, even if just mentally, to this guide figure. It frames the challenge seriously and reinforces that consistency is key, even when it gets tough.
Sort of like, I'm in this with you, but you need to commit too.
Precisely. And it also reassures you that you're not just being thrown in at the deep end. The whole thing is framed as step by step.
Right. That phrase comes up a lot.
It does. It's constant reassurance. It builds confidence by implying the process is manageable, carefully designed, and that you're being guided. It fosters trust.
Okay, so we have the mechanics, the structure, the commitment. But there's also this whole mindset piece woven in, isn't there? The actual sentences you repeat aren't random.
Not at all. This is maybe the most ingenious part. The sentences you shadow are also affirmations. They're designed to build a positive learning mindset while you practice speaking.
So double duty. Language practice and mental conditioning.
Exactly. Like some of the very first ones are, I am not afraid to make mistakes.
Ah, tackling the fear head on.
Right. And I understand more each day.
Yeah.
By saying these out loud, you're not just practicing sounds, you're internalizing these positive beliefs. You're literally speaking confidence and resilience into being.
That's fascinating. A feedback loop for your brain. What other kinds of affirmations stood out?
Oh, there are some great ones. I feel proud of my progress. I believe in myself. These directly fight that feeling of not being good enough, that imposter syndrome.
Which so many learners struggle with.
Definitely. And then there's, I trust my journey even if it's slow. That's huge. It acknowledges that progress isn't always fast or obvious and promotes patience.
Patience is key. And that links back to consistency, too. Like, my effort today creates my fluency tomorrow.
Yes. Framing each little practice as an investment in the future. It gives meaning to the daily grind.
What about things like giving up?
There's, I am not giving up, I am growing. It reframes struggle as growth. And this one is fantastic. I speak English to express, not to be perfect.
Oh, I love that. Takes the pressure off perfectionism.
Completely. Shifts the goal to communication, which is what language is for. It frees you up to just try.
Because that fear of imperfection paralyzes so many people.
It really does. And then I'm building my confidence one word at a time. That really captures the small steps, the incremental nature of it all.
Validates every little bit of effort.
Yeah. And reinforces it with things like, I am getting better with every practice, and I can understand more than I think. These fight self-doubt, make you recognize what you can do.
And some are almost like instructions hidden in affirmations, like speaking out loud helps me improve faster.
Exactly. It reinforces the core technique while building your belief in it. Or, I show up even when it feels hard. That's all about discipline, perseverance.
Acknowledging it won't always be easy.
Right. But just showing up, doing something, is a win. That ties back to the main message. Showing up and putting in the work is fundamentally how progress happens. It's not magic. It's effort.
Consistent effort beats sporadic intensity. And what about handling mistakes again?
Well, every mistake helps me learn something new. That reinforces the mistakes are a good idea, turns them into lessons, not failures, creates that positive loop.
Essential for resilience.
Totally. And then this simple, brilliant reframe. English is not hard, it's just new.
No, that's good. It's just new.
Isn't it? It just takes the weight off, makes it an exploration, not a huge, scary obstacle, reduces the dread.
I really like that. And finally, patience with yourself.
Yes, I am patient with myself and my progress. That's crucial. Fluency takes time. This encourages self-compassion, trusting the process.
And celebrating the wins, however small.
Absolutely. Phrases like, even small practice makes a big difference. Reinforce that. And the resource literally tells you to celebrate. Give yourself a big smile, you deserve it, after hitting milestones. That positive reinforcement keeps you going.
Wow. Okay, this has been a really thorough look at shadowing. It really does seem like this incredibly effective, low-pressure way to build confidence and fluency. It hits everything: the mouth, the brain, the mindset.
It really does. It's about actively engaging, not just passively receiving. And the core takeaways are so clear, aren't they?
Yeah, speak out loud.
Definitely. Don't fear mistakes.
Embrace them.
Embrace them.
Brr.
Prioritize consistency, that 5-minute-a-day idea.
Over the big, rare sessions.
Right. And cultivate that patient, positive mindset. Trust the journey, celebrate the steps. That seems to be the foundation.
So as we wrap up, here's something to think about. We heard how small, consistent effort, like 5 minutes a day, can be more powerful than big, infrequent bursts for learning English. Where else in your life does that principle apply?
That's a great question.
Yeah, think about it. Is there something you've been putting off, waiting for that big block of free time to tackle it? A new skill, a project, fitness, maybe just a good habit.
Could be anything.
Great. What if, instead, you focused on one small, consistent action you could take today? Just 5 minutes, maybe. Because as we've really explored today, just showing up consistently is often the most important step.
It really is. That principle works everywhere.
Yeah.
Skill building, habit formation, big goals. It always starts with that small, consistent step. Discipline over motivation sometimes.
A powerful thought indeed. Until next time, keep diving deep and keep exploring.